What's up, guys? I'm Frenzy. Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with phazzor, something like that. Castle level 23. He actually did send me a challenge, but I'm not sure if his castle's been updated because it's been about 4 days, or not 4 days, but about 2 days since the challenge. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to go into. I feel like his castle's only one level under what my archer is, and he probably wants the most recent castle to be, seen. So we're just going to jump into his castle normally, and it's only one level under me, so he's kind of lootable for my level anyway, so should be fine. Alright, that was a terrible idea. But this is a pretty good time waster. I'll say that to start out with. It also did a little bit of damage to me as well. I've actually fought these a couple of times. I've never noticed them dropping health globes, which is kind of weird. I'm wondering if you could just spam these and never drop a health globe. That would be hilarious. But I know Cyclopses do drop them, so I'm guessing it's just the amount of mobs that are in that group. I don't know. I really need to learn how health globes work before the next patch. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Alright. This is a really good room for Jimbo, I have to say. I don't have enough room. Like, Jimbo standing here can hit almost everywhere. It has such a big wide radius, and he'll turn to face wherever you go. So you have to get up right into those corners. You don't want to go down here because you pull another group, and you don't want to go back because then you take extra spike trap damage. So I think that's a pretty good spot for Jimbo, for sure. This is an interesting little time waster you have here. I don't think it's too bad, although, yeah, I think it's fine. I was going to say you could pull it through like a wall or something and make it a little bit better, or pull Jimbo through the wall or something like that just to add a little bit more time. I mean, that is something that you could do, is pull Jimbo through the wall over here. I don't know if you have a full 20 group. I don't remember exactly what the Jimbo had with him. If he has, like, you know, a Defendatron and a support, then obviously you can't do it because you only have 3 units to work with. And you have no spotter, which is probably the case, because most people do that. Okay, Scorpio. The bad dog obviously is going to run in front of the Scorpio, so it's not the best support that you can use for Scorpios. And you're right on the edge of getting dampeners. I think as soon as you get dampeners, which you probably already have, it just might boost your castle level up using them. But I would say as soon as you feel like you want to use dampeners, it's probably better than the bad dog for sure. Alright, let's see. Do you have mobs over here? If you don't have mobs over here, I think you should 100% pull through the wall. Alright. So this group it's pretty good. It's got the what do you call it? Defendatron defending the Cyclops, so that way I can't volley him down right away. It's not like the best tank group or the best DPS group, it's kind of a mix in between. Okay, so you have actually Punch Drunk, which is very interesting. I do like good uses of Hunger Bots with Punch Drunk. This one I would say is kind of weird. I mean, there's no reason for me to be slowed here other than you getting the hits with one Cyclops, which isn't going to do a remarkable amount of damage. So we'll see how you use it later on. I think if I go up here and I send a headshot right there, that should hit the Defendatron. See how I did that? Alright. Other than that, I think this is fine though. I kind of got lucky where I was like, I crit on that headshot and it one-shot the Defendatron, so your healing didn't really affect the Zeke too much. I'm not sure if you can block that shot specifically from where your Zeke was. I think your Zeke was like, I don't know, right here, and your Defendatron was right here or something. I don't know if there's any way you can block that shot though. But if you can, that's something you want to do. You can do things like place mines or something to help block the shots as well, block angles from that Defendatron getting hit. Because that's what anybody's goal should be, is to hit that Defendatron with their first shot. Alright. So we had a Scorpio. I like how he comes on top of the spike trap and pulls you on top of it, doing extra damage. Although I think you don't really make too much use of through-wall pulls, and that could be like affecting your castle timer. I think it's almost necessary to do now with some of your groups, just to make it so that people have to wait around for it, and that extra time really helps to add to the timer there. This is one of the harder levels, based on like timer specifics. For some reason the timer isn't quite balanced yet, I don't think. Where, like, I don't know how long this one is, it's something around 6:45 to 7 minutes, and that just doesn't, that seems like, you know, people are able to get through really easily. Yet I just upgraded to level 25, and now people aren't able to get through nearly as easily. Because I guess because it upgraded my Defendatrons and my Jimbos, where they're not getting one-shot by volleys and stuff like that anymore, or Knights aren't able to just, you know, like, spam all of their skills and kill whatever unit they want to. And maybe they're just overall more dangerous, so that helps. I don't know. So this is another interesting use of Punch Drunk. I don't think it's going to be like the most effective thing in the world, because they're going to have to run away. Like the Hungerbot is so much slower than the Mega Mutton that I feel like these corners are going to make it so the Punch Drunk isn't really all that useful. And the best use of Punch Drunk right here would be if I get slowed and then the guy charges at me, because I won't be able to get away as easily. Maybe for a Knight that's a little bit better, I think. Probably against a Knight it's a bit better. But, I mean, I like the interesting uses of Punch Drunk. I don't think they're set up, like, perfectly yet, but maybe you can tweak it to make it set up a little bit better, like, later on. I do like interesting uses of things like that, though. Currently, I'm not ready to give up pull on my Hungerbots. I just can't get rid of it. So, I'm not able to mess around with Punch Drunk yet. Alright, so you have this sort of setup. I almost prefer that this Dr. Skull be just a Puppeteer, and then you have 7 more points to work with. Just because there's only 2 units to heal, and I'm not 100%, but I think the heal is only the area of effect. That's the only difference between a Dr. Skull's heal and a Puppeteer's heal, is how big the area of effect is. So when you only have a couple units to heal like this, I feel like it's not as, you know, useful. And currently, trash mobs are so weak that they really don't benefit from heals, so I think Dr. Skull is kind of being weeded out from pretty much every build. Except for like the super early game with raising skeletons. Overall, I think your castle is pretty good, though. I like the interesting uses of Punch Drunk. I think that they'll have to be set up a bit better to make use of them like perfectly, but they're interesting. I mean, I don't know if they're super effective. You know, you might have to switch them out eventually, but I like it. Pretty good castle. Definitely unique. So we will jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, second up we have Azarl, castle level 16, sent me a challenge, so we'll jump into it on my Knight, I guess. That way I won't have as much of a gear advantage. And I'm adjusted to level 16. Let's see. Alright, so far we have a Scorpio with a... I don't think that this, what do you call it? This Stairmaster is ever going to really get a hit, because you don't have anything pulling towards it, you have it pushing away from it, and the things are too slow. Hold on, I need to kill this stupid guy there. Alright. Anyway, the balls are so slow that I don't think it's really going to ever come a situation where... This is really annoying, though. I'm actually like having to concentrate and not talk because of how annoying this is to deal with. Alright, I think I'm okay now. I got out of the jelly wall. But yeah, I don't think there's a situation where that Stairmaster is ever going to get hits, because the balls move so slow and you're getting bashed back away from the balls. So the only time that this is really good is if you pull through them. You could probably switch it out for like an archer, or maybe just another support unit overall. Like another healer or something like that. I don't know. Defendatron. Anything like that. Alright, another Scorpio. This time you have a Defendatron, which I think is fine. There's a lot of different ways you can set this room up. The way that you have it, I mean, I kind of like it just because you have the pinball strike. The way I have it, I have like 3 groups that are all like have their pull mobs inside of the main room, so it's easy to pull 3 groups. I think your way is fine though, the way that you have it set up, because that bash into the Pete Pound War and then the bash into the Jelly Wall was really annoying to deal with. Alright, I probably shouldn't pull 2 groups. Alright, at least I got the pull off on the Defendatron. He's gonna die. Okay. So far, so good. Alright, the Cyclops here is kind of weird. Just because he's not really gonna help the Zeke out all that much. He doesn't really support the Zeke that much. The only time a Cyclops supports Zeke really well is when he's on charge, because then the charge hits pretty much a really high percentage of the time. These over-the-head slams aren't as effective unless you have like some other unit that you're trying to fight that's like close to the Cyclops. I kind of run past the Cyclops, he just bashes to the side of me, and then I go after the Zeke. And there's not really anything stopping me. So I would prefer either a charged Cyclops. In that case, you want to move him back a little bit farther so he has some room to charge. Because if he's like right up next to here, and he aggroes, he won't charge because there's not enough room. Or you could switch it out for a Defendatron and like Bone Puppeteer, Bad Dog, Dampener, something like that. Actually, I don't think Dampeners will fit. Maybe they will. But yeah, something like that would work as well. I think those 2 combinations with Zeke is a little bit better than what you have. Alright, continuing on. I think that archer could be moved back slightly. Yeah, this is another situation where I think that the Cyclops being on his other specialization, the charge, would work a little bit better. Alright. And if you did that, you'd want to position him more towards the center. Probably like right around here. And then 3 archers and probably like a spotting mob up here if you have the room. Or even 2. And then as soon as you get past this spike trap, you get to like this point, you aggro, the Cyclops charges you back onto the spike trap, and then you take 3 arrows to the face, or 6 if you have level 4 archers. Or 9 if you have level 7. Alright, so again with the Scorpio, the Squidly's kind of weird. I guess he was your spotting mob though, so it's okay. He's really quite annoying for knights to deal with, I have to say. Playing an archer, you get a completely different feel for the creatures, you know, you engage them completely differently and stuff. Like, I think that Scorpios on the hook are a lot better. Whereas here, I mean, I can see why you would use a Scorpio that's on Bash, because it's a lot better against a Knight. Because that is just so annoying to deal with. Just getting knocked down constantly over and over is so annoying. And there's not really any way to dodge it as a Knight, because you have to be close to them. You know, I can dodge it from a range, but when I'm close, it's impossible. Because their hitboxes are just like touching, so. Alright, we'll continue on. Stairmaster's kind of weird. What else do you have? Okay, so you do have a Hungerbot with it. So I guess the Cyclops is more weird than the Stairmasters. The Stairmasters go with Hungerbots very well. The problem is having the Cyclops right here. It's really easy for me to come here, aggro it, and then want to pull back because I don't want to get hit by the over-the-head smash. If I got hit by the overhead smash right here, which I don't think anybody should, I'd be like landed on the ground right here, and then the Hungerbot would hit me really easily. I think your Hungerbots are still under level 4, so it's not working quite as effectively as you want, but I don't know. You might want to think about just having a spotting mob up here, maybe back a little bit farther, like right around here, and then your 3 Hungerbots and a Hungerbot, not 3 Hungerbots, 3 Stairmasters and a Hungerbot back here. and then you aggro and get pulled like that or something like that. Something along those lines might be a bit better for you. But you can mess around with it yourself, see which one works better for you. Alright, and then there's this group, which I like, although I'm starting to think that maybe a just a normal Bone Puppeteer would be better than this guy. And then you have 7 more points to work with, but it's something that has to be tested. I'm, happy with my boss room right now, so I'm not really testing it. Obviously I used this for a while and it was working for me, so it should be working reasonably well for you. Alright, and then we're done. So yeah, those Scorpios are pretty annoying for me to deal with. Pretty good castle. We will jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, for number 3 we have Ginza, castle level 14 or 15 I think it was, but he might have upgraded his castle since this. Hopefully it's not completely different. I'll jump into it inside of the challenge though, and we'll see what we have. Alright, so you kind of have a similar setup, it looks like, to me, that I used to have. I've explained this a couple of times as well. I don't really like this room. I changed this very quickly after I did that video. I mean, it worked for me reasonably well, but the fact that you can go around and then come up from the back and that pretty much makes this entire trap useless is kind of annoying. It's not bad setup, like, if they do come down here, and that's kind of why I had this mine. You have it as well, is I had this mine kind of just hopefully creating a wall so that people don't go this way. But the problem is, if someone is experienced, they'll almost always take the bottom route, because it's like the natural way castles go. But for newer players, a lot of the times they go up towards the top. Alright, and this should have a hunger bot back in here. Yep. So yeah, like I say, with it, pretty much everyone who uses this same setup, just make sure that your archers are all spread out so that it's hard for people to, go up and to actually take them on. Other than that, I think it's fine. This seems a little out of place. It seems like it should be over a couple hexes. I don't know if you can do that or not. Alright. More archers. See, these guys are all... I mean, the fact that these guys are clumped is not as big of a deal because you have the Defendatron there, so I think that's okay. I would almost prefer a trap in the middle instead of towards the sides. What do you have over here? So I might even remove this and just move something that's like a ballista trap somewhere in like this area or over here, as close as you can get it to this other trap. So if you can get it in the middle, that'd be great. If you have to like move this up 1 hex, maybe do that. If you have to move this down 1 hex, do that. But I think fighting in this area is probably going to be pretty common. Alright, so I did get hit by all of those archers. Even though you reset my level, I still have a pretty high armor, so I'm not taking all that much damage. Other people that probably should have taken them down to like 1/4 or 1/2 or 3/4 hit points or something like that, which should be pretty good. Alright, and then we have this one. Because this room changed, I think that there's a little something different that I would have probably done. This room used to be a little bit different, and it got changed in patch 16. What I would say is that you should probably have the mob group down here now. And instead of having a hunger bot, I would say... I mean, you still can have a hunger bot, but I would say maybe... trying to think. Because what did this group have a Bone Puppeteer? Or did it just have 3 archers? Because I would like a Cyclops, right? I would like a Cyclops right around here. Probably move these mines because the archer shots might get blocked by them. But what I would prefer is like a Cyclops here. Let's see. If you could move this fire trap up as much as you can, that might be good as well. If you can somehow get it so that the Cyclops bashes you back into the fire, the archer shots, 3 archers back here, shoot you down the hallway, I think that would be better than what this setup is now, because there used to be a choke right here. This used to come over, this used to come over, this used to be a choke. You would walk down into this fire that was a lot harder to avoid, and then, you'd get hooked in, which the hook is almost a mistake, I think. from when I was earlier, because you don't want to hook people towards archers, I don't think. You'd probably want to bash them away. It was probably just a mistake from, you know, when I was not quite as good. Same as this. I think this double Cyclops was a mistake of mine, and I think you only need one. That being said, I think your overall group was a little bit too close to this. I think you want it back over in here somewhere. I'm not sure if I had it set up that close, but you want it so that the aggro circles are just barely touching the end of this, so that they are like crossing over it, and then as soon as they get to this point, they aggro it, and then the Cyclops pushes them back over it. Because it gives you like 3 times to hit the mouse wheel. Although the stun effects on the mouse wheel used to be different as well. Eventually, if I ever get another beta account that's low level, I'm going to redo all of my guides, all of my defense guides, so that, you know, they're at least more up to date than they used to be. A lot of the mobs would probably stay the same, unless I just did a completely different way of doing things. But hopefully, after the potion patch, this like style of a castle should be really good. About like just dealing burst amount of damage to make people use potions, and then once they use them all up, they can finally die later on in the castle. So yeah, obviously there's nothing too bad that I can say about this castle. It's one of my older setups. Just like the placements on a few things that I mentioned might be a little bit better than they were, you know, back then. So yeah, that was number 3. I accidentally left, but we'll do the kind of shoutouts, plugs, and things here. If you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of ViewerCastus, you can email me at frenzycastleruns. You could send me a challenge like this guy did if you're like lower level castle. I'm probably going to stop doing super low level castles because it's taking up a lot of my time. I'm not able to make like defense videos, I'm not able to make attack videos because I have to do 9 castles a day or something. So I'm probably going to stop doing super low castles, like I'd say 12 and under. I might stop doing them. Maybe even higher than that, I don't know. Maybe like 14. I'm not sure the exact number where I'm going to, you know, kind of do a cutoff, but the actual upgrading of your castle is so quick at those lower levels that, I mean, if you're having some struggling, just level up a couple levels and then I'll do your castle, you know? Because it only takes a day or 2 to get to a higher level. This guy's laugh is so annoying. Alright, someone just died. We will, yeah, end the video. Let's see, what didn't I say? You can email me, frenzycastleruns, you can create a challenge, you can comment on a video, you can comment on my castle, anything like that, to get you into viewer castles. So yeah, with that, we will end the video. Thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.